The Hello Kitty murder is one of the most brutal and disturbing murders in Hong Kong history. Fan Nanyi, a 23-year-old nightclub hostess, was abducted, tortured, and murdered by 3 men. Her body was dismembered and her skull was placed inside a Hello Kitty doll. Born in 1976, Fan Nanyi had a very difficult start in life. Abandoned by her family as a child, she found herself in the care of an all-girls orphanage in Ma Tau Wai. However, when she turned 15, the orphanage imposed an age restriction and she was left with no place to call home. In her desperation to survive, she was forced into street prostitution, which consumed her for years. When Fan turned 21, her life took a big turn. She got a job at Romance Villa, a well-known brothel in the busy Shan Shui Pa district. Back in early 1997, she crossed paths with a man called Chan Manlock. They met at the nightclub and as it turned out, they had very much in common. Man Yi was a drug-addicted prostitute, and Manlock was a procurer and a drug dealer. Soon enough, Man Yi became a regular part of Manlock's crew. Fast forward to the early half of 1999, Man Yi, desperate for cash and drugs, decided to steal Manlock's wallet. Little did she know that Manlock was the last person she should have stolen from. On March 17, 1999, Fan was kidnapped by 2 of Chan's men, named Leung Wailuan and Leung Xingqiu, and Chan himself. They used a variety of weapons, including metal pipes, kitchen utensils, hot wax, and melted plastic to torture Fan. They also raped her repeatedly. Fan eventually died from her injuries on April 14th. Once they found out she had died, they carried Man Yi's body to the bathtub in the apartment. They used a saw to cut her into smaller parts. Then, they cooked these separate parts to prevent her body from decaying and giving off a horrible smell of rotting flesh. Then, they got rid of these boiled body pieces by throwing them away with the household's garbage. But they did something even more horrifying with her head. They didn't dispose of it like the rest of her body. Instead, they saved it. They boiled her head on the stove. After that, they sewed her boiled skull into a big doll that looked like a mermaid version of Hello Kitty. It was really oversized and creepy. The police were alerted to the murder when a 14-year-old girl arrived at the Hong Kong police station with a complaint about a ghost haunting her day and night. According to her, the ghost was a tortured lady who had been tied up with an electrical wire and killed. The cops got a bit curious when the girl mentioned that she was somehow involved in this lady's murder. So, they tagged along with her and ended up in a sketchy flat in Kowloon, one of those dodgy parts of the city. They found an enormous Hello Kitty doll with a woman's head chopped off and stuffed inside it. The woman was recognized as Fan Nanyi. The police arrested Chan Manlock, Leung Xingqiu, and Leung Wailuan. After a trial that began on October 20th and ended on December 7th, 2000, the 3 men were found guilty of manslaughter. Justice Peter Nguyen, the judge who gave the sentencing, strongly condemned their actions, saying, "Never in Hong Kong in recent years has a court heard of such cruelty, depravity, callousness, brutality, violence, and viciousness."